Okay, can you see me, hear me, and see the screen as well?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll start the class. Start with the prayer. Close your eyes, palms together. Seek the blessing from your Guru God, goddesses. Once you feel your done, slowly open your eyes. Okay. Give me a second. This must play with me. So we are going with the three section. If time permits, we are going to starting with the Procharam, then the horoscope lessons. We are finally ending with the horoscope discussion. Okay, that's our main agenda. Okay, let's directly getting into the Procharam. Okay, Mangal in the Medina, Surya, Buddha, Guru in the Kadaka, Ketu in the Simha, Chandra, Shukra in the Kanya, Rahu in the Kumbha, Sani in the Meena. As usual, we are going to see the king and the queen first. King was in the Kadaka Rasi along with the Buddha and the Guru. So this month becomes the Kadaka month. When the sun moves to one Rasi to another, the name of the month is also become the Rasi. People call it as a Meshavan, Rishabhavan, Mesha Mada, Rishabha Mada, Mithuna Mada. Now it is called as the Kadaka Mada because the sun is in the Kadaka Rasi. So along with the Guru as well. And Buddhan is also here. So now let's see about the Chandra. So this all the periods, the people helped me going to deteriorate a little bit because this is little this until here this moment the health of the people will be good even till the Kanya the health of the peoples will be moderate. Okay, but when the sun moves here to here the health of the peoples will be deteriorate slowly. Here it will aggravate little bit. Then it improves a lot, a little bit. Then here it regains its health. And from here the health will be top notch, going on like this. It's a cycle. So we have to understand what kind of the month we are in, what kind of the food intake we have to take, and all that stuff. Importantly, if you see the peoples who in Tamil, this month is called as the ongoing month is called as an Adi month. And the next month, these 2 months, the peoples won't take onion and the garlic. There are several reasons that people will say. One of the main thing is, particularly on these 2 months, especially after the Guru Purnima, and exactly on the Guru Purnima, I can say that the day starts from there. From the Guru Purnima to the till next 2 months, the people avoid to take the onion and the garlic because when it goes inside the body, it creates a kind of the in Tamil we call it as a nachitanmay. It will increase the nachitanmay, kind of a poison increase in your body. So that increase in your body, then you may say, oh, that onion and the garlic is a poison. No, it's not like that. What they're trying to mention here is the blood flow will be stagnated, the movement of the blood from head to toe will be slow, and the nervous system will be a little bit trembling inside you. So that's why you have to strengthen all that stuff. You have to increase the blood flow. You have to strengthen your nerves. So that what they are trying to do, they avoid the foods that will harm the body. Second, mostly these 2 months, I heard and I saw many people will follow, particularly in southern part of India. In the entire Aadi month, the people will be enjoying with the festival. Every day is become a festival for them. In a week, the Tuesday or the Friday, it belongs to the Ambal. So it goes the entire Aadi month is in almost every day is a festival. So the people will easily follow. They try not to take the onion and the garlic. That's why they can enhance their health when it is goes on at this point when the sun was here to here. The health will be maintained. The health will be maintained. The health will not be going to drop very drastically. It will be maintained to reach the one more cycle here. Okay, so these 2 months, if you're careful with the foods, when after the Guru Purnima to the next 2 months, you are careful with your foods, you are careful with your whatever the intake you have, and how much you do the exercise, how much you do the yoga, pranayama. This is the best month for that. And this is the day you have to see yourself and maintain the health. Okay? That's what the sun is going to say to. Okay, now let's move into our queen, Chandra and the Shukra. The same as usual, which I am going to say, the Kanya Rasi, Kanya Lagna, the Kanya Rasi becomes your 8th house, 4th house, 6th house. This people have to see to understand themselves. Why we need to see the Gocharam? To understand how you're feeling, how our self-awareness will be. It is increasing in a way where you can improvise yourself, or you are stagnant yourself, or your mind was saturated. You can understand everything. When there are the actually that is totally tough. Now this is the best time. When the Chandra and the Shukra won't give you that much trouble. At least you can understand yourself. This is the best day to go inwards in. Because when the Chandra, particularly when the Chandra was in a growing phase moon, that are the days you can understand yourself. You can understand yourself more, and these days is the growing phase moon. When you see the Pancham, you can understand that. Okay. Otherwise, you can see about the early planets. Sani in the Meena, Rahu in the Kumbha, Ketu in the Simha, Guru in the Kadaka. These are all the yearly planets. You have to understand where it was staying and why we need to see the yearly planets. You have to understand from your birth chart. In my birth chart, and this planet was here, the yearly in the Gocharam, the Rahu was here. For an example, imagine I have an Rahu in the Rishabha. Yes, just an example in the birth chart. So why we need to see the Gocharam? That's what I'm trying to say. See, imagine in my birth chart, I have a Rahu in the Rishabha Rasi. In the Gocharam, the Rahu was in the Kumbha. So this knowledge you have to understand. Okay, this is an elementary way of understanding. So now imagine you in your birth chart, you have a Rahu in the Kumbha itself. So what is this meaning? Rahu over Rahu. So how it is going to impact your life? In what age it is giving an impact? That all the things you can understand. So the yearly planets, it have to be in your mind at this point in time. Okay, so that you can easily compare against your birth chart. And the other three speed moving planets, the greatest moving planet is the Chandra. Then the next goes to the Mars, Buddha, and the Shukra. The Shukra, the Sun, Venus, and the Mercury always moves together. Okay, it always between the three boxes. It won't be go away. Very rare case, any one of these three planets will come here in the fourth box. It's totally rare. It's you see this. It's a wonderful day for a wonderful chart to research. Okay. So let's move into the Punjab. Today is the Chaturdashi till 4:52 p.m. followed by the Panchami. Nakshatra is the Hasta up to 3:50 a.m. Tomorrow. August 17, then followed by the Chitra. Chitra is on the 17 only. So the entire day is the Hasta. Yoga is the Satya, followed by the Shubha. Karana is the Vishti Bhava Balava. Weekday is Ravivara, Paksha is the Shukla Paksha. Okay, this is the wonderful 15 days. And if you want to analyze yourself, you want to analyze, understand who you are, why you are doing like this, what kind of the person you are, this is the best way to understand. The, why we need to do it in the Shukla Paksha? So the moon energy is going to help you. Okay, then you may ask, Bonita, there are some people who will tell, in the Krishna Paksha also I can easily understand myself. That is a total different story we have to understand. When we find the time, exactly the time comes, we'll say that why it is like that. But most of the time, in a general way, Shukla Paksha is the prominent times to understand yourself. The moon energy is also going to help. Okay. Now let's let's have the 30 seconds. Stay this this particular slide as much as you can, grab as much as you can. Try not to mug up, but I recommend you to remember everything. But still, at least stay for 30 seconds. Okay, your time starts now. You don't need to do anything, just stay. Five more seconds. Okay, then. Okay, what are the main things you have to understand from this chart? Where are the Rashis? Where it was exalted, debilitated? Which planet is the male and the female? What are the elements? Okay, that's more than enough. Okay, now let's moving into the last week revision. Moon and the Mars and the Moon and the Mercury. That's what we saw last week. When we seeing about the moon combination, one thing you have to remember: moon represents your emotion. Moon represents your mind. So another representation of how much you are giving importance to the lagna, that is you, the physical appearance, the physical body. You have to give that much importance to the moon. Moon is everything. Whatever the things you have to achieve in your life, it is your goal, money, wealth, relationship, whatever it is, the moon plays the biggest role. In a relationship, it represents your mother, and mother health is also represented by this. But most of the time, I highly recommend to see an individual horoscope, see their respective individual horoscope alone. You can see from the daughter's sons to know the health of the parents, but still I highly recommend go and see the relevant individual horoscope. There you will understand many things. Okay? Now, when it comes into the Mars always represents the aggressive energy, repulsive, immediate action. It won't wait for anything. It goes into an action. The planet which is not a think, it is moving into an action is Mars. So this combination is called Sashi Mangala Yoga. Sashi is the moon, Mangala is the Mars. These two combines, this yoga is called as the Sashi Mangala Yoga. So yearly, last week also we learned about it. The yoga is in Tamil we call it as in yogam, the literal meaning, the one of the other meaning. It's not an only meaning. One of the meaning is termed as in luck. It's not a luck. Here the yogam is, it's a joining two forces. Okay, that is the yoga. Exactly, you can remember this is in the yoga itself. Combining the two forces together. So what are the two forces here? Here you're combining the moon's energy and the Mars energy together, and you are going to find a very new energy. How it will be? They are emotionally charged, very charged, because the moon is involved here. The emotional charge is the next, the first thing you have to remember. And Mars was there, so they are highly motivated. So when the moon and the Mars involved here, the one thing prominently you can see is they jump into an action without thinking. Okay, then they jump into an action, then everything was happen, and after that they will think, oh, I need to do this. I should not do this. And this is my biggest blunder, mistake, this, that, and all. They think about that later. Okay, that kind of the thing is the randoms. But they are the very lively people, very, very energetic people. Their imagination is top notch. Okay. Now let's move into the moon and the Mercury. Moon, as we know already, moon when comes into the moon, we remember about moon is about the emotion, moon is about the mind. You have to when any things if they ask you, okay, the student is not studying well, or they're going into higher education, they do well or not. Okay, I'm going to joining in a job. Can I do perform well or not? I can earn money or not? And I'm going to buy a home. Is that good for me or not? Whatever the things you had in your um, birth chart reading or a scope reading, have eye on moon all the time. Okay, without the moon interpretation, whatever the things you are trying to say may not be fulfilled. Okay, so moon Mercury combination. Now we are going to see. Moon is a mind emotion. We already know about it. Mercury is an intellectual energy. It's an energy for all kind of the knowledge. So combined together, what it will do. Their analytical thinking is really high. They are very calculative. They're business oriented. They think about everything in a business oriented manner. But here the emotions are also involved. See, imagine a situation, one business person have to do their business without emotion, thinking about only the profit and loss. But when the moon and Mercury combine together, their emotions is also involved. So that's why when these people are trying to speak with other people in front of them, the other peoples will be really mesmerized. Why? Then the other person seeing the person who's not only the business woman or man, they are also seeing this as a wonderful being. Why? The Mercury energy is involved. Sorry, the moon energy is involved. They are also giving the consideration to the other person, considering another person, and all kind of the emotions playing in front of them. So they believe the person easily. That's why they are very good in communication skill. You may think why the moon and Mercury, the good communication skill, the emotion plays the biggest role. Here, the Mercury is also involved, so their communication is highly intellectual, same time it's productive for them. Okay, now let's getting into the lesson. Now we are going to see the moon and the Jupiter. Moon, we already know about it. That's what we are going to see, that combination, emotions and the mind. Keep these two things in mind all the time. Jupiter is an wisdom and is also another for expansion. You remember about the Jupiter, the one thing always come to your mind is two things. One is wisdom, another is expansion. Jupiter expands everything. It is a knowledge, expands. If it is your wealth, expands. If it is your disease, expands. That's why if your health is not if your health is not good, then the Jupiter should not see that kind of a planet. Most of the time, not most of the time, all the time the Jupiter expands. Expands is the significant character of the Jupiter. Okay, now this forms the Gaja Kesari Yoga. Okay, now you have to tell me which is Gaja, which is Kesari. Here is a Gaja Kesari Yoga. Okay, now who is Gaja, who is Kesari?
Jupiter is Gaja.
Yeah, Jupiter is Gaja. Why? And Moon is Kesari. You can tell any one thing. Okay, now consider why Moon and Moon consider as the Kesari. Find an answer for that. That's a homework. And let me tell you the Gaja. Okay. The Gaja is an elephant. Another meaning is an elephant. The elephant is known for its bulky structure. And the important property about is is intellectual in nature. It's beyond the intellectual. It steps one step ahead. That is the wisdom. Elephant wisdom is tremendous. So that's why the Gaja, it's equivalent with it's the exact representation of the Jupiter. So that is a Gaja Kesari Yoga. Moon was involved. Moon called as a Kesari. Now it's your homework to find out why moon is called as a Kesari. Why moon is called as a Sasi also you can find an answer. Okay. Now let's combine it together. This is the moon's energy.
Because it's like lion. Your mind is like lion.
Yeah. Of course it is. Yes, yes. It goes in a different direction. Sometimes you feel like whatever the actions you are going to do. See, imagine a situation. Even if your Mars was very, very strong means the entire Mars energy consumed by your body. But the moon energy is completely depleted. It didn't have an energy. The body is not in a state, consumes the moon's energy. What it will do? The Mars energy can be going to activate? Absolutely not. Why? Because you didn't have an energy, you didn't have a strength in your mind to activate this Mars energy. Now, coming into the moon and the Jupiter combination. So here, imagine the Jupiter, you have the wonderful wisdom, wonderful knowledge, everything in place, and grab all the knowledge in this universe, and you hold the wisdom in such a level, but it's all inside you. When it will come out? When the moon, you hold the moon in your hand. I mean, hold the moon in your hand means hold the moon with your willpower. Have your willpower in your hand and activate the moon. Then only the Jupiter comes out. Till then, the Jupiter moons shine any point in time in your life. Even if you are can you have an ability to do the 100 PhD in different subjects, without the moon's energy, without the moon's without the moon's energy, the Jupiter is not going to work. Same goes for every combination of the moon. If you didn't use your willpower, your Jupiter won't going to work anyway. Particularly if your moon in your horoscope is not in a good state. That's why if you remember in our yearly classes we saw about the auspicious, inauspicious. If the moon was in the decreasing phase of the moon, that is the point. You have to increase your willpower. Use any kind of the technology. Use any kind of the techniques in your hand. Use the willpower. Increase the willpower no matter what. You can do yoga, you can do play, you can do you can play games, you can do running, you can do whatever you can do, you can read, you can dance, jump, whatever it is. You do the rock climbing, go for a trekking, do whatever you can. The intention here is increase your willpower. Even if you are doing your day-to-day job, no, I don't have any possibility, I can't go anywhere and I have to be in my home, then the number of situations will come in our life. You can't even step out of your home. You can't leave your home for an entire night also. There are many responsibility comes in front of you. Okay. All the time, in every actions you do, have the willpower. The willpower is nothing but your moon. If the moon decides, it diminishes your willpower. If the moon agrees with you, the willpower will be increased. So it's all in your hand only. It's easier to be said, but it's really, really hard to be in a practical way. But here, what are the bottom line you have to consider here is willpower, your mind and emotions combined. Always should be in the same line. If you didn't have a willpower, your emotions will be diminished slowly, and you didn't have an energy. Your body is not that kind of a vessel to receive the moon energy. Okay, that's why the people in nowadays also, in earlier days also, the people ask them to dip in the water, particularly in the holy water, or go to the temple where the moon's energy is highly in their entire premises. So that's why they ask them to dip in the river or go to the waterfalls or go for a trekking. Mostly they ask them to dip in the river. So that's why the moon's energy can accumulate more and more. Okay, let's come back to Moon and Jupiter. So the intention here is moon's energy have to be in such a way that can emit, that can exhibit its power, exhibit its willpower. Then only the other combination will work. If your Mercury was combined, the intellectual will work only when the moon exhibit its property very well. What is its property? Your willpower have to be shine like anything. Then only your intellectual will be exposed into the world. If you may have a number of wisdom, and no one can achieve an entire world. You grab all your knowledge, but how it will be exposed to the world, how it will be useful to the others, how it will be useful to you, only the moon is in a good state. Now, imagine now we are going in a happy way. Now, moon was in a good state, then the Jupiter will be exhibit its power very powerfully. Then what other qualities? N number of obstacles that comes in the way. They remove them just like they just like that. Okay, there are even there was big obstacles in the way. They won't consider it even. They take the U-turn or F-turn, whatever it is. They move. They achieve whatever they want. in number of the struggles they go through, they had a kind of the willpower. If the moon was in a strong state, they always be optimistic. They always think in an optimistic way. Then you may think, how is that possible? Because of the nervous system and work in such a way that the optimistic level will be increased. You may see the people, they are pessimistic in every way. Even if you are taking one notebook and place it there, or place it one thing here and there, or talking to one person or opening the door, they think pessimistic in every way. Okay, if you're the moon and the Jupiter combination, what they will do, they think everything in an optimistic way. They are the people's born to win. Okay, most of the time, these people are the good statesmen, and they have a wonderful tendency to help others. Because of that tendency, also, or because of that kindness, also, whatever the obstacles they find, whatever the struggle they face in their life, it will goes like anything. It will be removed like a dust. It won't be stand in their way. It can't be stand in their way. Okay, that kind of the power they will achieve. Okay, what are the things? What are the occupations they are good for? They are good for counselors, leaders, directors' job. Okay, particularly they are very good for the NGOs. Any philanthropic organizations, these people are very, very good. Why? The wisdom works, the willpower is there, it's combined together, they are become wonderful leaders. Okay. Because of the wisdom, they always want to help others. Then the moon was in a good state, the moon wants to help others, everybody. The moon want to give the partiality. If you see in your friend relationship with another grahas, moon is the only planet friend with everybody. Even every other planet, even sun was have an enemy, Mars have an enemy, Mercury have an enemy, but the moon is not having any enemy. Moon will be friend with everybody. That kind of the energy combined with the wisdom energy, what it will be? It will be really good, right? That's what here. Anybody having a moon and Jupiter? No? Okay, awesome. Moon and Venus. Moon, we already know about it. It's an emotions and the mind. Okay, one important thing. The moon is also an imagination. And you may ask, Vanita, you said in the sun also imagination. No, the sun imagination is a little bit different. Sun imagination is a daydream. It's a kind of imagination. It's like a daydream. But here, the moon imagination is violent. It goes like anything. You can't even imagine like. Okay. Now, when it comes into the Venus, Venus is a kind of, when it comes into your mind, Venus is a beauty. Venus is a kind of all kind of the decorations in your life. Even in your watch, if you have a decoration, Venus energy there. If the Venus energy was not there, you won't have a decoration. If the decoration at your door, Venus energy. Decoration in your laptop, Venus energy. Any decoration, even in your mirror, you have the kind of corner decorations or the frame decoration, Venus energy. You can see the Venus energy in everywhere. You may see the battery, normal small battery. They didn't have anything. Very simple battery. They just arrange the items in such a way, very simple way. It is a moon's energy. But if you see the battery with all kind of the decorative lights and the light goes up in every glass bottles and you can see the decorative things in every corner, that's the Venus energy. When you enter into a shop itself, you can understand the moon's energy or Venus energy. Even when you go into the temple, you understand the umbrellas belongs to the moon energy or the Venus energy. If the moon energy umbal, the decoration is really less, very, very less. Simple dress, simple way of jewelry. When you see the Venus energy umbal, it was highly decorated. There is no parts left with there is no parts left without an ornament. Every part is filled with ornaments, head to toe. But moon is very simple. Imagine these two energies combined together. One thing you have to remember: Venus energy always think in a way out of the box. It won't be comes in conservative thinking. It thinks out of the box altogether. Imagine people, 100 people living in a room. Only one Venus energy was there means 99 people will be thinking one way, conservative way, or this is they think, okay, this is my heritage and I have to think in this way, that way, and this is all the rules I have to follow. Venus will be just a step aside and they think, okay, no, I will break out of all kind of the conservative things and I'm not going to follow anything which it's said to be as a heritage, lineage, that, this, that, and that. I won't follow any rights and principles. And I will be out, I'm going to out of the box and my thinking process is entirely different. And the Venus energy won't think like that, it will achieve like that also. It exaggerate everything. Even in the small, they have the keychain. Imagine a situation, the one people will have a Venus energy prominently in them. Even in their keychain, you can understand from their keychain itself, the Venus energy is high or not. They decorate everything. In your lap, mostly if you see in an office, in the every laptop, it's having a different dressings. Okay, some people will have only one sticker at the corner, like a moon, and some people will have the decorative laptop. The if sometimes I will think the Apple CEO will see the Apple laptop screen on the top, he will definitely cry because that kind of the smooth the smooth laptop, the face surface of the laptop will be filled with all kind of the decoration. You can see in anywhere when you are going for and working in your office or in your airport or wherever, you can see the people using the laptop. In any shop, you can see, okay, this is the Venus energy, this is the moon's energy, this is the sun's energy. You can easily identify. Okay, it's not only in that, in your dressing style. If the Saturn energy people, how they will dress. If the Venus energy people, how they will dress. One thing you can say, I can say is, if the Venus energy is really high for them, they won't like dull colors. They want to be looks very bright, decorative. It will be eye catchy. And imagine a situation there was a certain significant person. He don't want to be shown to everybody. So it was with dark color or light colors. And they want to be sitting in one of the any corners. So the Venus energy won't be like that. Won't be in the center of attraction. And I want to be shown to everybody because I dressed like that. why I want to sit in the corner. That kind of the tendency. Okay? Now imagine a situation, these two energies combined together. So as usual, we are going in a happy way. The moon was in a auspicious energy and Venus combined together. These people's or love for refinement brings comfort because the Venus is a comfort itself. Venus want to comfort in everything. Even if you're going for a pilgrimage, they will go in a helicopter or flight, or they don't want to use their energy. They exaggerate everything. You can walk by 10 miles, okay, that's an easiest thing. But they will do the simple process in a very exaggerated manner. They need the comfort in everything. Even in a pilgrimage or normal days in your life, they need a comfort. Okay, from the day starts to day end, the comfortness is the main thing, main priority in their life. Okay? You don't think it's an demerit for them. It is it's an another quality. It's an inbuilt quality for them. They need the comfortness. That's it. At the same time, they are very artistic in nature. You can see, and now the moon is combined. See, already the Venus is an artistic talent towards inbuilt. Now the imagination is combined together. You can understand the output, right? It's really profound. It's very attractive to everybody. You can't even imagine. Oh, there was a thing the people can imagine like that. You can see the question mark, right? Mostly whenever you see the product in the market or if you went into an art gallery, you see the painting and how come these people are doing like this? Oh my God. When that's the moon's and the Venus energy. How the imagination will be. You may see a painting, the end 300 pages of the book can be combined into only one painting in front of you. How is that possible? The moon Venus energy can able to do all kind of the stuff. Okay. Now, where they going to work? Which is the best career for them? Artist, musician, teacher, mostly anything which is relevant with the art. Okay, commercial artist, advertisement, fantasy related, fantasy writer particularly, fashion designers, because the Venus is in any kind of the fashion, Venus is the without Venus energy, we can't even put one single pearl on the dress also. That is the Venus energy. Any decoration on your dress, materials, anything around you, if it was decorated, that is the Venus energy in you. Fashion is in a textile fabric because textiles and fabric, Venus energy. In a simple word, anything which is needs an imaginative thing. The job which is involved with imagination, Venus combination will work perfectly. Okay, and because the moon is also woman, female energy, Venus is also a female energy. If it is anything which is care and concern to the woman, the moon and Venus energy works very well. Anybody having moon and Venus combination? In a way, the moon in the Venus house, Venus in the moon house, that is also considered as the moon and Venus combination. Anybody?
Vinita, I have moon in Taurus,
Give me
and that is my Lagna also.
in
Taurus.
Okay. Moon in Taurus.
That's
Give
my
Rishabha
Lagna.
Lagna, right? Rishabha Lagna. Okay.
And my Venus is in Tula, in its own house.
Venus is in here. And the Lagna is the Rishabha Lagna. He was here.
Yes.
Okay. So here, if you see, the moon was in the Venus. That's also considered as the moon and Venus combination. If the Venus was aspecting, moon was aspecting Venus, both considered as the moon and Venus combination. In another way, if the Venus was here itself, that's considered as the moon and Venus combination. Now here, moon was in the Venus house. That is also considered as the moon and Venus combination. Okay, which one is exactly matched for you? Which one is not? No, this is really not worth for me. Which is like that, which is not.
Actually, I'm very emotional, very, very. I always mm, get carried away by emotions and I don't use my head. So that
Hmm.
is one. And secondly, I'm quite artistic in every way. Like my profession is also garments and textiles.
Hmm.
So that's related with. So I think it matches a lot.
Awesome. If you remember, your moon is in a growing phase, or
I don't know how to see that, Vinita.
okay, when you
Does
seeing
the
the birth chart,
horoscope?
right? When you seeing your birth chart, they mention it is the Tithi is the Krishna Paksha Tithi or Shukla Paksha Tithi. They mention like that.
Where should I see that? I have the chart in front of me in Astro Sage, but I don't know where to see that. Moon. Acha, moon. Okay.
Okay,
But
which
that will be
software
the
you are
moon,
using?
Astro
Which
Sage.
software you? Which one? Astro Sage.
Astro.
Okay.
No problem. I'll try and see.
Hmm. Okay. Anyway, I will also send a screenshot to you where you can find. Okay.
Okay.
But in the FD software, they mention it is in a Shukla Paksha Tithi or Krishna Paksha Tithi. That easily you can understand. Okay. Then this is the growing phase moon. Or okay. Now let's move into the moon and the sun. Okay. Moon and Saturn. Moon is again an emotion, mind, and moon. What are the things you have to remember about the moon? Where it was placed, which house it was placed, and the moon is going to do its job very perfectly. Okay, if the moon was in the growing phase was in your lagna, it works perfectly. Even even if it was the driving phase, driving force of is an emotion. Still, then if it was in a lagna, if it was in a, what's getting mute? Okay, if even if it was in the lagna, the okay, the moon, that kind of an emotion, you can still you can with your practice, you can able to control, you can increase your will. Okay? Depends upon the moon where it was placed. Will show its effect no matter what. Okay, imagine a situation in your third house, moon was placed, but is in the uh, Krishna Paksha moon. Okay, now tell me how it will. First thing you have to understand, it is a Krishna Paksha. So that is an inauspicious energy. It is going to affect which house it was present. Okay, which house it was present? I said already it is a third. Okay, what kind of the significance it will be get affected? Yes.
Third house is for courage, communication.
Okay, now imagine a situation. Now the moon was not auspicious. Your courage and confidence will be increased or decreased?
Decrease.
Decreased, right? That's the thing. Which house it was placed. Okay, now consider the moon was placed in the second house. That is inauspicious. Imagine a situation, it's a Krishna Paksham. The family relation or bonding with the family will be good or bad. It's not in a way of saying it is good. Mostly it was towards the bad side. Uh, Okay. Now goes for everything. If it was the fourth house, the relationship between your mother may not be good. If it is the most moon energy was not good. Fifth house. Putrasthana, your romance life is not that much good. It was completely you are drained your emotion because of the romance of the children or the amusement things or speculative things. Your emotions will be drained. Goes on like that. Every house have the same problem. No, that kind of the moon combined with the Saturn. Who is Saturn here? Saturn is disciplined. Saturn is focused. Saturn is a kind of an abstractions. Okay. Here the abstractions you have to understand. The abstraction here is the kind of consistent delay. It's a lazy thing. Saturn is not like a Mars. Mars want to do an action next moment itself. But Saturn won't think in such a way. Saturn will know he will do it later. Okay, we'll do it later. Okay, when the later will come, okay, will I have one more day, even though the entire life is not predictable. The Saturn will think, okay, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. The day will come. Okay, when the day will come, I will do it. So that kind of the lazy energy is a Saturn. It's a delay, right? It's a kind of an obstruction, right? So that's the Saturn. Okay, what is the pros about it? It's a good judge. It's very disciplined, focused, hardworking. Everything comes under the Saturn. Okay, now let's see about the qualities. These people have, now the moon is also an imagination. Okay, now the moon plus Venus imagination is little bit different. It's exactly opposite to the tradition. It break the tradition. Give me one second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here. The Saturn, moon, Saturn energy combined together, how it will. Now the emotion and the Saturn. The Saturn is highly disciplined, hardworking, everything's combined. When you see about the moon and Venus moon combination, the imagination is really wild. It goes beyond the any ordinary thing. They are always extraordinary imagination, and this is exaggerated imagination. They, for them, it was really no. For them, when the moon and Venus combination, they imagine it's real normal for them. Imagine a situation: moon Venus combination, moon Saturn combination. Two people should sit in a one room. One people will think moon Venus combination will think it is a normal, but when the moon Saturn combination people, that person will think, oh my God, this is too much. Because the Saturn is very simple in nature. They don't want to show off anything. They don't want to be sit aside, no one want to bother it, like that kind of an energy. Okay? So here, this imagination is a focused imagination, like a kind of the hard labor imagination. If you see any artisan in the jewelry making, they do the focused imagination. Nowadays, the jewelry cutting machines and other stuff will come. In my even in my school days also, there are the community of the people who only do their jewelry shop. We call them as an what the that audition was really good in any ornaments making. They do everything in a hand. It's all handmade products, and their intricate and delicate work can't even imagine. It's a focused imagination. So oddly, they put the time and effort to give that kind of the product out of it. That's a focused imagination. Right? Now, these people are good in troubleshooting. If any troubleshooting, if it was an software problem, they're trying to troubleshoot any application problem, they can able to troubleshoot very well. If it is in any kind of the electrical products, they're trying to troubleshoot, they can do it. The troubleshooting, it can be in any form. Particularly, it's in a mechanical oriented. They're technical mind most of the time. Because the nerve system works in such a way. Now, this is the difference. When the moon and Venus combined together, the nervous system is not belong to the troubleshooter mindset. Okay, moon Saturn is the hard worker. They can able to find why it was causing the problem. That mind does not for the moon and Venus. Okay, mostly they want to work all the time. They want to spend the time by doing the work. Most of the time, if you see the people in Japanese, even if they are doing one small A4 size paper, they put all their effort. The fine product you can't compare with anybody in the world. That's a focused imagination, wonderful work. that kind of the mindset you can't even attain in a few years. Right? It comes in their blood. It comes from the generation to generation. The patience is coming. The moon and Saturn combination is in another term. It's a patient. It's another. If they are not use their willpower to do the work continuously, imagine a situation. If the moon is not auspicious, it is an inauspicious nature combined with the Saturn. They only imagine. They won't do the work. Already Saturn was lazy in nature. If you are not increasing your willpower, the Saturn will completely take over and pull you down, and the laziness will be more. Okay? But if you increase your willpower and do the work all the time, and here the focused imagination comes. Okay, the focused imagination is not a small thing. It comes by the one's willpower only. If your moon was not auspicious, okay. Mostly these people love to do the agriculture oriented stuff, environment or population oriented stuff. Okay, what are the occupations they are very much with? Technical process writers and advisors, printing oriented, heavy mechanical process. Mostly if they are involved into the real estate developers or anything which is digging, anything which is digging like mine workers, mineral workers, they work very well. Okay. Anybody having moon Saturn combination? Or moon in Capricorn, or moon in Aquarius, or moon in Saturn in moon's house, either way. No? Okay, now let's see the greater combination. That is the moon Rahu combination. Okay. The earlier combination with the moon, we can consider it as an inauspicious, auspicious, okay, good, bad, or other stuff. But when you come into the moon Rahu combination, moon Ketu combination, you won't be segregated as a good or bad. It's always bad. Okay. Now, I simply said in not saying in a diplomatic way, I directly said in one word. So the bad here is not can't say it is a bad. The kind of the thing, it makes you to suffer. It see what are the karma which you did in the past life or current life or whatever it is. It may give you a different perspective in your life. Now let's see the moon and the Rahu. Moon is the emotion and the mind. Now the Rahu was combined. Who's Rahu? Rahu is a fantasy, king of the fantasy. He exaggerates everything. He makes illusion in everything. If anything, he or she want to create it, everything will be illusion, and it won't be present in the world. So imagine a situation now in 1980s in your grandparents' time. Nobody can imagine like everybody holding the cell phone in their hand, and they can do all kind of the stuff in one single phone. They can do the calling, they can do the voice calling from what they can do the video call, voice call, or they can see all the channels in the world. They can communicate everybody in the world. No one can imagine, right? But if the moon and Rahu person was present at that time, they think, okay, I can do this, I can do that. Their thinking, thought process can't even imagine. The most, if you imagine that Venus was be all the time out of tradition, think out of the boundary, but Rahu, all the time it is out of the boundary. You may imagine the Rahu is the triple the time of the Venus. You can't even compare with Venus because Venus is an auspicious graha. Let's compare with Mars. It's a triple or 4 times of a Mars. It won't think, it jump into an action. But here, the Rahu will harm everybody in the process. Okay. The collateral damage will be high when the moon and Rahu combined. If you imagine moon and Mars combined, the damage will be there, but the collateral damage will be least significant. But when it comes into the moon and Rahu, There you can see only the collateral damage, nothing will be there. Okay. Okay, then you may ask, then why it is going to give you that kind of the what kind of the benefit out of it? Very biggest benefit is their unique creativity. Okay, without the Rahu's energy, you can't live in a modern world. You can't have a laptop. You can't have a wireless devices. You can't have an even think about port device or even a single port. Okay, you can't even think about the USB port also. You can't see the USB-PC port. There is no way. You may even if the people was thinking as a cardless device, wired device, without the Rahu's energy, you can't even think. Okay? That kind of energy is the Rahu. Now, what are the qualities we are seeing? It's a unique creativity. That's the biggest quality out of everything. Most of the time, these people will have some kind of the ability for the mystical state, but that is still questionable. Some people will say because it was combined with the new, they may acquire the mystical state, but here I really worried to say that sentence, so I skip that part. When we are little bit matured in our process of learning, I can say that line in a very direct way. But at this moment, I skip that part. Most of the time, these people will think in an unusual thought process. One important thing I can tell you. If the moon and Rahu combination was there, most of the time they had the tendency to attract the dark energies. They have an illusion like somebody is in front of them. There is a dark energy is moving here, dark energy is moving there. If somebody was next to them was also a moon Rahu's energy, they add on into it. They add the fire and they add the fuel into the power. They said, yeah, you see one dark energy, I saw two. Then the next person is also moon and Rahu, job done. Everybody will think, okay, we have the mystical power and I can see one and you can see two and we are the superhumans in the world. Okay. Is that mean they can't able to see the energy? No, their manufacturing, the inbuilt system have an ability to attract the dark energies. It is quite possible, but you should not have an willpower to increase the thought process. So what you have to do, use your willpower, control that kind of the thoughts. You should not think, okay, there isn't something in front of me, something in behind the back. Okay, use your willpower, eliminate everything, eradicate everything, destroy everything. No single bad thoughts will come into your mind. Use your willpower. That is the important Rahul have to do all the time. You may see, I don't know about other parts of the world, mostly in southern part of the world, particularly in my area. If this the moon Rahu combination, what is the best and best solution is go to the Masudi or nearby Masudi. There they tie the black robe in your hand. It's an equivalent to Raksha, right? Whenever you do any kind of the Sankalpa, you may imagine when you're doing the puja, they do the Sankalpa with tie in your hand, right? Similar thing. But they do it in a different way. Kind of was identical, but they do it in a different way. But the color of the thread will be, sometimes it is, most of the time I saw it is in a black color. I can see it in my own eyes also. The person which have the moon Rahu combination was not looking good. Even if you see that person, it was you can able to see that person and tell, even if you are not a doctor, you can say that the person is not feeling well. That kind of a situation that person was. But when they when they went to the Masuri and tie this kind of the black rope, and that person was doing something. That the person in the Masuri was doing some kind of a chanting, or I don't know the process. They do the something and they tie the knot. Can't even believe the person's health will be increased drastically from the day onwards, not on the next day, from the day onwards. So mostly, Moon Rahu combination peoples, if they find they scared about something, immediate this you may heard about this people. Okay, whenever I go out in the dark, I see something was behind me. I knew there was something. Okay, the best option is if you have a willpower, eliminate that. Okay, that's the first option. Okay, now we may say, no, I don't have that kind of a willpower. And who will use the willpower in the dark night? Okay, so in that situation, the go to the Masudi, ask them. So I had kind of we explain the situation to them. I had this kind of the situation happen in my life. Then they will tie. They won't do anything. Okay, they will tie the black rope in your hand only. It's a simple process, but so effective. Particularly, I saw in my experience only Moon and Rahu combination. This is the wonderful thing. Okay. You may connect the dots with your knowledge or acquired knowledge, whatever it is. But mostly it's works. And I saw and I heard also. Which are the things, okay, Moon Rahu combinations, if they work in a foreign nation, working with the foreign peoples or foreign environment, these people are really comfortable, mostly comfortable. And they have the jack of all trades, means they know everything. Okay, they you can't underestimate their knowledge. Okay, they're not master, but you can't underestimate their knowledge. Most of the time, they enter into the unusual thought process. So if you see the horoscope, which is with the Moon and the Rahu combination, okay, this unusual thought process may also help. Okay, how it will be help in their creativity? It will help, but it will harm them in any ways. Ask them to increase their willpower. Okay, so what the unusual thought process here is, if it is on them, the only thing they have to increase the will. Otherwise, the unusual thought process in a positive way, it will give them the different creative mind. Okay? What the best occupations is best for them? Mostly investigator is the best option. If they enter into a profession which is involves investigation, no one can match. Okay. Particularly if they research with medication and pharma. Okay. In medical astrology, Rahu plays the biggest role. Most of the time we saw the Rahu and the Ketu as the negative thing. But when the thing which is relevant and related with the medical, Rahu plays the biggest role in a positive way. Okay? If these people are involved in dealing with medication or pharma related stuff, they're so good. And any deals this relevant within the foreign nation, import or export or whatever it is, anything which is in their occupation is involved with the foreign thing. Then they also feel they also mind is also satisfied for them. They feel content. Done with this. I done my whole job. Okay, that kind of the people. Moon and Rahu. Anybody having Moon and Rahu combination? No? Okay. Now let's see the figures today. This is the one, the Moon Ketu combination. I can speak all day. Okay, but even then, I shrink all my thought process. I will give you only few points. Okay. The moon, we already know about its emotions and the mind. So here the Ketu. Ketu is the Mokshakaraha, we already know about it. Think about the liberation all the time. Liberation in everything. Even when you are reading liberation, writing liberation, studying liberation, living liberation, leading liberation, all things. There is no non-stop thought process of the liberation in their mind. Okay. Now, what is the biggest quality for them? They're highly intuitive. No, their intuition is super duper. Okay. And now let's see about what is the highly intuition. I have the Moon Ketu combination. That too was in the third house. Okay. Let's see about that. Okay, my Lagna is the Tula Lagna. Third house is the Dhanu. Here I have the Chandra and the Ketu combination. Okay. It was in where it was in? It was in the confidence and the courage. The Dhairya. Did I have the courage? Absolutely not. Okay. Did I have the confidence in everything? No. Okay. The moon and Ketu will do its job very efficiently. Okay. Then you may think, okay, how come we can able to live, right? Okay, here is the thing. How's the question? Here is the thing. The Jupiter is an answer, but you will find if we have a chance, I will read the horoscope. I will read my horoscope. But the answer here is the let's see, what's that? Okay. The answer here is the Jupiter. Then you may think how it is possible. Jupiter will give you that kind of maybe the Buddhist blessing. The one thing overcoming here, at least you can find a confidence to live on, to move on. That's confidence you have to gain by doing the yoga. For me, okay. It differs from person to person. So where I gain the confidence, where I gain the courage, at least where I can be able to live by the yoga only. That's an answer. But whose blessing is that? That is the Guru's blessing. Okay. Let's answer about it. Okay. Now comes into a highly intuitive process. This is the one. This is the one house where it will affect you like anything. So I'm the person. I didn't have an courage in any way, any process, in anything. Okay. Even my family is my only comfort zone. Other things are really not in my area, and it's out of my comfort zone. Even if I step out of my during my I'm telling about in my not now during in my school days and in the college days, particularly in my school days, when I go and talk to them, any outsider for a minute, my entire body will tremble like anything, and I can see my internal organs also tremble like anything. That's the kind of the courage I have. Okay, you can imagine how much courage I have. So that's my confidence also. The same thing goes on for many years. So uh, who's break that? Yoga breaks that. That's the answer here. One line answer. But in the entire process, I went through various things, and that may also give me the kind of energy to regain that process. But initially, if you ask me, did I have the courage? No. If you want to see a person who have the zero courage, zero confidence, you can see me. That's the only answer. Okay. Okay. Now let's come into the highly intuitive. The intuition plays the biggest role yearly in my life. Also, most of the time, my intuition works up to the door. It works exactly as it is. Not even a single time it misses. Okay. One thing I guess I said to you already also. There was a time I'm driving in a two-wheeler that I'm pretty good with my driving. I can say it is very good with the driving. And I was driving in a Chennai. I'm driving in Chennai only. Yeah, 10 years back. I know the road was really empty, and particularly on the Sundays, even though it was in a busy area, it was totally empty. And I was driving. The moment I was crossing at one point, there was a kind of an intuition, I would say, saying, Vanida, you are going to get an accident today. That's it, okay? But I know my driving, and I felt, no, this is just a negative thoughts. And I felt like, no, this is not going to work anyway. I I won't consider that one. I move on. I went to the whatever the destination I want to go. I finished my work and come back. Okay. At that time also the road was really empty. There was no traffic, and I know I drive well. The moment when I start my bike, also the intuition again comes saying that the accident going to happen. Okay. Then I started the bike. And not even 5 minutes, not even more than 5 minutes. Okay. In before I the my in the I went to the destination and I come back to the same point. It's not even going to take in 1 hour of the time. In between the 1 hour, they put the barricade in between. But because it was the night, most of the time when you have a subconscious mind was driving you, you won't even consider the thing, right? When that was a full turn you have to do. And the barricade was in the middle. I didn't even realize there was a barricade. Because my usual turn, I'm turning. It was like that. That is the turn I have to do. That kind of the turn I have to do all the time. That's it. It hit the barricade, and my bike was on one side, and I was thrown at the other side. Okay, that's what happened. And even then, I picked up my bike and I drive for next 45 minutes. But this one, I not even realized on the same day. The very next day, when we were having the painful body, right? That time we think about whatever happened on the yesterday, and I understand. Okay, somewhat I override my intuition. That is the result of this. And the same goes for many times. Okay, so that's an example I'm trying to say. Everybody has an intuition in their life, but the Moon Ketu people intuition will works to the dot. It exactly happens. That's what my experience. It differs from one person to another. Okay. Prophetic dreams that I don't have any bond in them. Possibly, I don't know. That's not happened to me. Okay, highly productive. If they, okay, this one I can see in many times. Even if I try to do any job, okay, I do my level best. Even if I didn't like it also, then I think what I'm doing like this. Uh, even if I'm going to a shopping or normal works I do, it's my job, career, or in my whatever that, even if I don't like it also, I want to do it. Okay, I will finish it perfectly, my own style. Uh, that's the thing. I saw the same combination, the Moon Ketu combination, people also doing the same thing. They do the any work highly productive. Okay, I see that also. Anybody who's having the Moon Ketu combination, most of you will have, right? Yes. No?
Yeah, I think three of us in the class
Yeah.
have.
Yes.
You, me, and I think Vasanti ma'am
Yeah,
has
it's
it.
me. Yeah, I also have. Yes.
Let's see about
But
this.
I partnered with Mars also. That's one extra.
Hmm. Okay, which one? Which one? Who goes first? Sarvanina or Vasanti?
Yeah, I can go fifth house. That is Vrichika. In Vrichika, my moon, Mars, and the last is Ketu. Yeah. And Kataka is my luck.
Correctly. Okay. Here you won't have that kind of an impact because here the combination is the Mars Ketu combination. Moon Ketu this is your order in your horoscope,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This is the order in which it is.
Then this won't affect too much because Mars Ketu combination will work.
Oh.
Mars, whatever the courage is in front of you, it exactly will hit your courage. Most of the time, the driving force will be give kind of a n number of obstacles in your life. If you are trying to do one action, then the Ketu as energy will put one obstacle in front of you, but it's drain your energy first. It won't exactly stop you. It makes you to stop like a natural process. Like imagine a situation, you need to finish one job, it needs 100% of your energy, and you step into that energy because the Mars was there. You have a courage to put that energy, and you stepped in. The Ketu will drain 50%. When you move only one step, that's it, drains completely. The moment you take next step, you didn't have an energy. You said, "Okay, I withdraw from this."
Yeah, sometimes, yes, that happens.
Yeah, the Mars Ketu will do that. But here, the Moon Ketu combination, it may not work for you. But how is it possible? Do you see any kind of the things exactly matching with you?
Yeah, generally, I'm also very emotional. Actually, I don't use my head much whenever it comes to certain kind of decisions. Actually, more of the heart than the head. That is one.
Because the Moon Mars combination was there, right? The moon's precedes over. Moon's precedes over when the Mars was trying to do that action. Moon will say, "Oh no! I was holding you. Wait. Let me do my job." Then the emotions will take over, and whatever the Mars want to try to do it will be exactly sucked by the moon itself. But here, when you use the willpower, okay, when you understand, okay, even number of years we are living, right? One point in time, you will understand. Here, my emotion is higher. Here, my emotion will become lower, and this is the point. My emotion is neutral. When you understand this scale, there is a moment you will understand your willpower, right? You increase your willpower, and you destroy the thing which the moon will do, kind of the game. The moon, Mars will do its job. Okay. So now let's see the ceremony.
In my case, it's in the 8th house.
Lagna is the Kanya Lagna.
Kanya Lagna, and it's no in Mesha.
Oh, sorry. My count is wrong. And Ketu. Okay. Now it's in your 8th house. Now
So
tell
in
me.
in my case, emotion does not play a major role there. So I do not take that into consideration in most cases. So so intuitive to an extent, yes. I don't have any prophetic dreams. Highly productive, not spiritual at all. And I don't have changes in career as well. I just have break in careers. That's all.
Okay, there is, when the moon and Ketu come in, when we see about his house, we'll have the detailed discussion there. So I'm skipping that part for one reason. We'll understand when we're coming into his 8th house itself. So I'm skipping the part now. Now let's see the occupation for these people. They are very good teachers. No one can compare with them, particularly in a spiritual area. Counselors, psychologists, very good. Lots of, okay, one important thing about the moon and the Ketu. Now Savan is also saying that there was no change in the career. When you have the moon and the Ketu in your birth chart, regardless of wherever it is, mostly regardless that's what my understanding, but do your research. But here the crisp is change your job frequently. Now, what is the frequently here? At least 2 years once. If you can do the job change in 1.5 years, that's totally awesome. Go for 2 years change, 3 years change. Don't stay in your job for a long time. The long time job is not for you. You have to change your job. Not once in a while. You have to change your job frequently. So why? Because the moon Ketu combination was there. You have to develop your willpower, maintain your willpower in such a way that more than the Ketu's energy. Same time, you have to explore more. You have to explore the options more and more, so that the Ketu's energy will be till below the moon level. If you are imagine situations, you are not changing your job, you are staying in your job for a long time, at least for 4 to 5 years. Okay, what will happen? The willpower first diminished, okay, but you can't even understand your willpower was diminished. It will be go 1 inch by inch by inch. Can't even understand when your willpower was completely drained out from you. That itself, it will take another 5 years to understand. Okay, when the moon and Ketu combination was there, you have to be switched. If it was in your long-term job, firstly it will touch your willpower only. Then, because you are staying in the same job, the same kind of the job, the moon Ketu's energy won't accept. What it will make you do, it makes your mind lazy. What the Saturn will do, that Saturn energy will comes here. It makes, I'm going to compare the Saturn here, you may get confused. Okay, imagine you are staying in job for very long time. your mind will not explore anything because the same, you don't understand what kind of environment you are and what kind of the people you are in. The mind won't explore, mind won't expand. It stays in the same thing. The moon doesn't like if you are staying in the same environment, same people. It won't like. The Ketu's energy come over because this moon's energy will be diminished slowly. Ketu's energy goes up. Okay, then what's the big thing, right? Ketu's energy only going up because both the things are together. One will be low, one will be high. What is the big deal? Okay, once the Ketu's energy goes up, your job done. Why? What? Your career won't grow no matter what. However, you are trying. No growth will come when the Ketu's energy above your moon. It will diminish everything slowly. You can't even understand. Okay, what are the things I gained, or how many experience I have in my hand, how knowledgeable you are, doesn't matter. When the Ketu's energy is on the top, it let go of everything. It let go of whatever the things in your hand. That is, the career will be stagnant, will be no number of years. Okay? One important thing Moon Ketu combination have to do, switch the job frequently, no matter what. Switch. That's the biggest, okay, what is the biggest trick? Okay, here is also one thing. When you switching the job, you have to switch the job on your fortune star. When your fortune star will come, we'll see about it when we learning about the fortune star. We'll understand about what the nakshatra will do. When you understand that is the time will come. When you take the jump, particularly on that time, that is good. But when the moon Ketu combination was there, even regardless, don't even wait for the fortune star will come. Jump when the opportunities arise. You need a change. You need a change frequently, at least 2 years once. Don't stay in a job more than 2 years. That's really harmful. But you can explicitly see the harmless. No, you can't see the harmless. You won't see the harmless even. Because you understand, you know your knowledge. You know, okay, I know this, I know that, this, that, and all. But there was no career improvement will be coming to your life. Whenever there is an opportunity, jump. That is the only solution to compromise the moon Ketu combination. Okay, then you will ask, okay, I can't change my job. This is the job I love the most, and I won't even go away from it. Then do something which your mind will explore. Even if you're staying in the same job also, try to get promotion 2 years once, to 1.5 years once. Don't stay in the same position. Even if you love your job, that much. No, I can't move away from here. Hardly try. Try hardly to move away from one position to another. What is the bottom line here? You need a change no matter what in your career. Either the promotion or completely change your job. One position to another position, or one place to another place. It needs a change. Then only the Ketu's energy won't exhibit its power. Their let go energy won't come into your life. The moon's energy still holds the willpower to do your job highly productive. Otherwise, right, even if you are staying in the same job for 20 years, you won't get the job satisfaction. Okay. When the moon Ketu combination was there, you won't get the job satisfaction. Okay, that's it. But how you can increase that? Change the job, explore more and more. Don't leave your mind stagnant for a long time. Okay, what is the leave your mind stagnant for a long time? Imagine a situation in your group, 10 members, 12 members, 20 members, you know everybody's names, everybody's address, everybody's behavior. Moon Ketu combination won't like it because it knows this is the situation, this is the person, this is the thing, it's all constant. It needs the variables. If there was no variables, Ketu will come up. Moon Ketu combination, the only thing you can compromise, stabilize the thing is You have to increase the variables. Either way, you have to increase the variables. Don't increase the variables by the moon Ketu only. You have to increase. That's why you take the control. The willpower is still in your hand. Is that easy? No, it's totally not easy. None of the environment in front of you will give that kind of an opportunity because the moon Ketu combination was there. You want to find that also because you are okay. You in plain slate, you understand. I have the moon Ketu combination. I need a change, and I need the explorable mind. My mind needs the variables to do everything. But the chance doesn't come in front of you easily. Absolutely no. You don't come to do that much easily. So what are the things you have to do? If you try, okay, what is the benefit out of it? You may try one time, the opportunity won't hit you, but if you try again and again, the opportunity will come delivery at your lap itself. That's the moon Ketu combination. The energy level is really high. Your willpower will be increased every time. The Ketu won't come out a little bit more also. If your willpower increase every time, the Ketu will be diminished underneath. It won't be come out. But how you can understand if the Ketu power grows or not? If your career is not growing, you feel the job satisfied, you are not feeling content in your job, if you're not earning or enough money in your career, if you're not having a job, then the Ketu's energy is higher. Then how you can improve? The one best thing is change everything. Whatever the career you are in, whatever the jobs you are in, whatever the hierarchy you follow, increase the variables in your life. Then you may think, I don't have variables, Vanita. I don't have anything. Everything is constant in my life. I have this one. I have this one. I have this one. Everything, my life is in a boxes. No. Moon Ketu combination means dynamic. There is no constant in your life. Everything is a variable. Go out of the comfort zone. That's the main thing. But is it easy for the Moon Ketu combination? No, they will die. But they will grow only if they die out of the comfort zone only. Coming out of the comfort zone is totally tough. And if they come out of the comfort zone, they see the entire world. The Ketu will be guided them. And before in the comfort zone, the Ketu will be pull you down and it drags you down. It makes you to sit in one place, let go of everything. But if you use your willpower and you have a courage, okay, I'm going to die the next moment also. When you come out of it, that comfort zone, the Ketu will push you. This is the time that Ketu will going to encourage you, and that there is a time you're going to explore your world. Okay, the key thing here is when you see the Moon Ketu combination, your career is stagnated. The one and only best thing, increase the variables. Find a way. That's totally not easy. I can say, okay, increase the variables in 1, 2, 3 words. Okay. But when it comes into a life, when it comes into a practical life, it's totally tough. You have to reinvent yourself, you have to rediscover yourself, and you have to redefine yourself completely. The Moon Ketu combination moved like predefined thing. Okay, in a way, you can say it is you don't like a ready-made thing. It needs dynamic. It needs dynamic in everything. Imagine a situation I have this kind of the scheduled life. No, it won't allow you. At least you have to make or it will make. Okay. When the Moon Ketu combination make on its own, that's the worst thing in your life. At least you take a charge and you do all the variables and you take then if the charge is in your hand, you will definitely happy, right? That's the Moon Ketu combination. I can speak about the Moon Ketu combination for a long day. I stop here. Anything matches with you?
Yeah, your advice about change more often is something which probably I should do. So, I, even though I was in same job, I had change in the role quite often.
Hmm. Hmm. But when you left your job, how long you were in the same position?
3 years. 3 years.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
When the 2 years was come, when the 1.5 years starting, then the moment you have to ask for the promotion, then you have to leave your job.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anybody. Don't worry about, "Oh, this is my teammate and this is my project." But the Moon Ketu combination will think considered about everybody. Okay, this is the job I started. How I can go in the between and how I can go in the middle. And this all the teammates I believe, I love, ooh. No, this is not for you. This is won't help you in any ways. What is the work thing that is their colleagues, and this is the job you. But okay, one important thing about the Moon Ketu combination, they believe the company without them it won't work. They think the company only running because of them. No, 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 no. The company or any organization will work without them also, but they won't believe. When they believe, the changes will come. Okay, but I'm not sure the salmon will think like that. But the
No,
the
I did not think like that.
the moon the combination will think in such a way that because they hold the responsibility. Oh no, I want to, I take this responsibility and I finish it. Because these are the people, they're highly productive. Okay, oh, what's up? Finished. I stop here. I really want to do the horoscope reading now, but
It's
I
already
gather,
for.
yeah, I stop here. We'll do other remaining things in the later class, next week itself. Okay, I stop
Okay.
the class now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Anita. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you.